Ethical issues of artificial intelligence. Navigating the algorithmic frontier. Are we sleepwalking into an algorithmic future where machines make critical decisions without transparency or accountability? As artificial intelligence, AI, rapidly permeates every facet of society, from government surveillance to creative expression, it's crucial to critically examine the ethical minefield it presents. This comprehensive overview delves into the key ethical challenges posed by AI, offering insights for both the general public and AI researchers alike. Governments worldwide are increasingly leveraging AI for surveillance and social control, raising profound concerns about privacy, freedom, and the potential for abuse. Authoritarian regimes in particular have embraced technologies like facial recognition, biometric tracking, and algorithmic monitoring to maintain a watchful eye over their citizens. This trend raises critical questions about the balance between security and individual liberties in the age of AI. China's extensive high-tech surveillance network serves as a stark example of AI-driven social control. Integrating AI to monitor public spaces and online activity, the Chinese government's social credit system aims to rate citizens' behaviour based on data from various sources, rewarding or punishing individuals based on algorithmic scores. This system raises serious concerns about the potential for bias, discrimination, and the erosion of fundamental rights. The use of AI in Xinjiang to track the Uyghur minority further exemplifies the dangers of algorithmic profiling. Reports indicate that authorities use facial recognition and predictive algorithms to flag individuals for pre-crime detention based on AI profiling, raising serious human rights concerns. This application of AI for control has sparked international outcry, highlighting the potential for AI to be used as a tool of oppression. A particularly unsettling case study is China's experiment with AI-powered surveillance in schools. In 2019, a primary school in Zhejiang province piloted a program where children wore EEG devices to monitor their brainwaves for attentiveness. While officials touted it as a tool to improve focus, the trial sparked immediate backlash due to privacy concerns and fears of psychological control. This episode underscores the ethical boundaries being tested as AI pushes the limits of surveillance. Beyond China, other governments have pursued AI surveillance with varying degrees of public resistance. Facial recognition technology has been deployed by police in cities worldwide, often without public consent. In the UK, trials of live face recognition led to criticism when an independent report found the Met Police's use unlawful and inaccurate, falsely matching innocent people. This highlights the potential for bias and errors in AI-driven surveillance systems. Democratic societies have begun pushing back against the unfettered use of AI for surveillance. Several US cities, including San Francisco, have banned police use of facial recognition, citing civil liberties concerns. However, law enforcement and security agencies argue that AI-enhanced surveillance can fight crime and terrorism more effectively. The ethical dilemma lies in balancing security with privacy, as unfettered AI surveillance may lead to a Big Brother state that continuously watches its citizens. One of the most unsettling capabilities of modern AI is its growing power to infer or predict human thoughts, preferences, and intentions. By analysing our digital footprints, AI systems can draw surprisingly accurate conclusions about our personality and mindset. This capability has significant implications for advertising, political campaigning, and the potential for manipulation. Researchers have found that by mining enough Facebook likes, a computer model can predict a person's personality traits more accurately than most friends and family. This demonstrates the extent to which AI can glean private information about individuals from their online activity. This capability raises concerns about the potential for manipulation and the loss of autonomy. The Cambridge Analytica scandal serves as a notorious illustration of the dangers of AI-driven profiling. The political consulting firm harvested data from 87 million Facebook profiles without consent, building psychographic profiles used to target voters with personalised political ads. This case underscored how AI-driven profiling can enable micro-targeted manipulation, eroding the idea of a private mental space or unbiased decision-making. The prospect of AI literally reading minds is no longer science fiction. Advances in neurotechnology powered by AI are making it possible to decode aspects of thoughts and brain activity. In medical research, AI systems have translated brainwaves from paralysed patients into words, and experimental devices can guess what images people are imagining. While this technology holds promise for assisting the disabled, it also harbours dystopian possibilities if misused. In China, police have reportedly tested AI emotion recognition systems that scan facial micro-expressions to flag suspicious persons, essentially trying to read intent from someone's face. This raises serious concerns about the potential for bias and discrimination. The Governor of Colorado signed the first ever state law to protect mental privacy in 2024, reacting to the growth of devices that can peer into the mind. Safeguards on thought data are crucial to protect cognitive liberty, the right to our inner thoughts. Without ethical limits, AI could enable advertisers or governments to discern what we intend or desire before we even act, posing a fundamental challenge to our autonomy. The implications for manipulation are profound, as AI can predict our wants and behaviours, leveraging that knowledge to influence us in subtle ways. Recommendation algorithms on platforms like YouTube or TikTok learn our interests and can lead us down particular information rabbit holes, sometimes radicalising users or reinforcing biases. As AI gets even better at profiling us, we might face hyper-personalised persuasion everywhere, from news tailored to push our emotional buttons to advertisements that anticipate our unspoken cravings. Society will need to grapple with how to maintain free will and informed choice when algorithms might know our minds better than we do ourselves. The rise of AI has thrown copyright and intellectual property, IP law, into uncharted waters. Traditional copyright laws assumed human creators, but what happens when a song, painting, or article is produced by an AI? Additionally, AI systems often learn from vast amounts of existing media and text, much of which is copyrighted. This has sparked fierce debate and a wave of lawsuits about both the inputs and outputs of generative AI. AI models are trained on datasets containing millions of images, books, articles, and recordings. Creators argue that tech companies have scraped their copyrighted works without permission to train lucrative AI systems. This raises concerns about the fair use of copyrighted material in the training of AI models. Over 30 lawsuits have been filed by authors, artists, photographers, and software developers against AI firms, alleging unauthorized use of protected material in training data. For example, a group of visual artists sued Stability AI, claiming the AI learned from their artworks without consent, effectively creating an engine that can produce imitations of their style. This highlights the potential for AI to infringe on the rights of artists and creators. The news agency ANI in India sued OpenAI, arguing that ChatGPT was trained on ANI's copyrighted news articles and even fabricated fake news attributed to ANI, harming the agency's reputation. This case underscores the potential for AI to generate false or misleading information, further complicating the issue of copyright infringement. OpenAI's defense is that using publicly available data for training is fair use, and that the AI does not store or output verbatim copies, but rather transforms the information. This fair use argument is being tested in courts around the world. A key legal question is whether training an AI on copyrighted works counts as infringement, or is it akin to a human reading many books to learn? In late 2024, a US judge offered a hint by rejecting the notion that AI models contain only abstract data not subject to copyright. The court noted that AI technology is so novel that old copyright frameworks may not neatly apply, but refused to dismiss claims that using copyrighted works to train AI could undercut the owner's rights. This suggests that courts are cautiously leaning toward giving creators a say in whether their works can be used to feed AI. On the output side, there's the question of who, if anyone, owns AI-generated content. Current copyright regimes generally require a human author for a work to be protected. This was underscored in a US federal court ruling in 2023, which confirmed that art created entirely by an AI with no human input cannot be copyrighted. This raises questions about the ownership and control of AI-generated content. The US Copyright Office has since explicitly stated, if content is entirely generated by AI, it cannot be protected by copyright. Other countries have taken similar stances, refusing to recognize AI as an author in their copyright laws. This means that if you have an AI write a poem or compose a song, you likely cannot claim it as your intellectual property, unless you can prove substantial human creative input. The copyright challenges of AI pit innovation against compensation. Tech companies warn that requiring permission or royalties for every piece of data used to train AI would be impractical and stifle progress. Creators, however, fear a future where their styles and ideas are mined by machines and they receive no credit or payment. This highlights the need for a balanced approach that protects the rights of creators while fostering innovation. There are also concerns about plagiarism. If an AI does memorize parts of its training data, it might spit out passages from a copyrighted text or a near replica of a painting. Who is liable then? We are likely to see new laws or industry norms in the coming years to reconcile these issues. Possibilities include collective licensing for training data or watermarks and metadata to trace what sources an AI is drawing from. AI systems thrive on data, often personal data, which raises profound privacy concerns. Every day, governments and corporations collect billions of data points about individuals, from our faces and fingerprints to our online clicks and GPS locations. AI can aggregate and analyze this trove of information to profile people in incredible detail. This raises the spectre of a surveillance society, where both state and private actors know everything about us, and individuals have little control over how their data is used. Corporate collection of data is equally important as government surveillance. Tech giants like Google, Facebook, Meta, Amazon, and countless data brokers are gathering extensive profiles on users, including what we search, whom we communicate with, where we go, and what our interests and worries are. This data often feeds AI algorithms for targeted advertising or personalization. While personalized services can be convenient, the flip side is pervasive tracking without clear consent. People often do not realize how much data is being gathered from their smartphones, smart home devices, social media activities, and credit card transactions. AI makes it possible to predict intimate traits from this data, meaning companies might infer things like you're pregnant, depressed, or looking for a new job long before you publicly reveal it. This information can be misused, such as marketing unhealthy products to someone struggling with an addiction or discriminating against individuals based on their lifestyle data. A health insurer might be very interested if an algorithm flags you as high risk based on your lifestyle data. This highlights the potential for AI to be used for discriminatory purposes. Facial recognition and biometric databases raise another major privacy issue. AI-driven facial recognition can identify individuals in public photos with startling accuracy, essentially ending anonymity in crowds. The startup Clearview AI scraped over 20 billion images of people's faces from social media and the web without permission, compiling these into an AI facial search engine that it offered to police and government agencies. Privacy advocates called this facial surveillance on a scale never seen before. Regulators agreed, with the UK's data watchdog fining Clearview £7.5 million for brazenly harvesting people's data and ordering it to delete UK citizens from its database. This case underlines a key point. Just because data is publicly visible doesn't mean people are comfortable with it being aggregated and algorithmically exploited for totally different purposes. Apart from face data, AI also raises privacy questions in areas like location tracking, voice assistance, and DNA data. The common thread is that AI enables more to be done with personal data, more inference, more correlation, more prediction, and this often happens opaquely. People may not know an AI has analysed their shopping habits and determined they're likely to get divorced, or that their smartphone is constantly flagging their whereabouts to various algorithms. Without strong privacy protections, individuals can lose control over their own information and how it defines their opportunities. For example, if AI profiling identifies you as a high-risk customer, you might quietly be denied loans or job offers without ever knowing why. This underscores the need for greater data transparency and user consent in AI systems. Regulations like the EU's General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and the upcoming AI Act include provisions to limit excessive data collection and give users rights over algorithmic decisions. Some jurisdictions now recognise data privacy as a human right. Yet, enforcement is challenging when data flows freely across borders and when AI models are trained on global datasets. The balance between innovation and privacy will likely be an ongoing tug-of-war. What's clear is that privacy is foundational to human dignity, and once lost, it's hard to regain. Ensuring that AI doesn't become an all-seeing eye requires deliberate action. Robust privacy laws, technical safeguards, and a cultural shift that treats personal data with respect rather than as an open pit mine for profit. Many AI systems, especially those based on machine learning and neural networks, are opaque black boxes. They make decisions or predictions in ways that humans, even the developers, often cannot fully explain. This lack of transparency in AI is a serious ethical and practical issue, as we cannot trust or hold accountable systems we do not understand. Transparency is important for several reasons. First, it is key to accountability. When an AI system makes a mistake or causes harm, we need to know why it happened in order to fix it or assign responsibility. For example, if an AI used by a bank is denying loans to all applicants from a certain zip code, we'd want to uncover that decision rule to check for illegal discrimination. Second, transparency builds trust. Users and the public are more willing to accept AI when they have some insight into how it works, rather than being asked to accept a mysterious algorithm's verdict blindly. And third, without transparency, biases and errors in AI can remain hidden. An algorithm might appear to work well on the surface, but unbeknownst to its operators, it could be treating groups unfairly or relying on faulty correlations. Complex machine learning models don't give clear rationales for their outputs, they just calculate. An AI might internally weigh hundreds of factors in a way no human can follow. Additionally, companies often keep their AI models proprietary and secret for competitive reasons, which further limits outside scrutiny. This has led to calls for explainable AI, XAI, an active area of research and engineering focused on creating AI that can explain its reasoning in human understandable terms. Some progress is being made, but it's a challenging task. As one computer science expert bluntly stated, how to ensure that the algorithm is fair, how to make sure the algorithm is really interpretable and explainable, that's still quite far off. AI-driven automation has the potential to significantly impact the labour market, leading to job displacement in certain sectors. As AI systems become more capable of performing tasks previously done by humans, there are concerns about the future of work and the need for workforce retraining and adaptation. AI is being used in a variety of other controversial ways around the world, including the development of autonomous weapons and the perpetuation of algorithmic bias. Autonomous weapons raise ethical concerns about the delegation of lethal decision-making to machines, while algorithmic bias can lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes in areas such as hiring, lending, and criminal justice. The ethical challenges posed by AI are complex and multifaceted, requiring careful consideration and proactive solutions. By promoting transparency, accountability, and fairness in AI systems, we can harness the power of AI for good while mitigating its potential risks. It is imperative that we engage in open and inclusive discussions about the ethical implications of AI, involving stakeholders from diverse backgrounds and perspectives. Take action now. Educate yourself. Stay informed about the latest developments in AI and its ethical implications. Support responsible AI development. Advocate for ethical guidelines and regulations that promote transparency, accountability, and fairness in AI systems. Engage in public discourse. Participate in discussions about the ethical implications of AI and share your perspectives with others. Demand transparency from AI developers. Ask AI developers to explain how their systems work and how they are addressing ethical concerns. Protect your data privacy. Take steps to protect your personal data and limit the amount of information you share online. By taking these actions, we can collectively shape an ethical AI future that benefits all of humanity.